about tonight's win?
Do what?
Opening comment about tonight's win?
Well, I'm so proud of our program, man, to get a playoff win. I think we'll beat a really good football team. I really do. I knew they'd be tough on defense, but live and in color, they were really good on defense. And then the quarterback, for a freshman coming there and be able to do some things he does, I think that kid's going to be really special. So when I look at our team, when you hold anybody to 7 points, I mean, that's unbelievable. A team that's been scoring, I think, averaging around 38 a game the last 5 or 6 weeks. Our defense has been playing really good all year. Big stops, causing turnovers, fourth down stops. So obviously Ken was all over the place, but just defensively, that's the strength of our team right now. A lot of experience, and the one guy that came in to, we lost Mike Campbell at corner, and Tavion McCarthy's come in and played his daggum tail off, as a graduate transfer. Offensively, we made enough plays. Obviously, Ty, I think he had a 100-yard day. I think, Carter, we've got to do a little bit better job pass protection wise, but he hung in there and made some throws when he had to, and obviously he had a big run for a touchdown that helped us separate there. So playoff wins are hard to get. I thought it was a heck of a defensive game. Kids were knocking the stew out of each other. It was a pretty hard-hitting game, right? So, but I appreciate how far we've come. It's great to have guys, especially guys that have been with us for 4 years. Both these kids have been with us since the beginning. For them to be able to get in this tournament and win a game and that hard work pay off, that means a lot. It means a lot to me. I wanted them to be able to experience some of this, and I'm excited about the opportunity in front of us. It's an honor to go play that team this week up in South Dakota, and that'll be a great challenge, but we're going to practice and prepare and go up there and do our best and see what happens. We want to embrace that opportunity. We want to embrace that challenge and not back down from it. So really proud of these two guys. I mean, these guys are – Ty's about to graduate here in probably a few weeks. Ken's already in grad school. These kids are what it's about. They've worked their tail off. They've done everything we've asked them to do, and they're out there making plays. And real proud of our whole football team. But winning takes a whole university. Okay, so it's a president that believes in it. It's an AD. It's professors. It's support staff, and then the people in this building that believe in what we're doing. And that takes a whole university, to give yourself a chance to be successful. And they've made the investment in us, and I believe we're just going to keep getting better. That's what we want to do. We want to compete nationally, and that's where we want to grow this program. So we've come a long way, and we're going to keep getting better.
Ken, going into the game, you knew it was allegedly going to be a big offensive game. Was it a different game than you expected? A lot of action, but not big plays. Really defensive.
It was a lot of what we expected, but going into the game, we knew we were going to have to contain the quarterback. He's definitely dangerous with his legs, so that was one of our keys to victories, and also takeaways, getting turnovers, putting the ball in offense hand as many times as possible. I think we had like 4 turnovers, maybe some turnover on downs, making them punt the ball, putting them in situations of 3 and outs, situations that put the ball back in offensive hands. So they were what we expected, but I think we stepped up to the challenge.
You didn't expect that many punts in the first half.
No.
What did y'all do best? What was when you think, and you started to think right now, but what were you happiest with as you're playing the game? You're thinking, man, we were really doing this well. Was it just pressure? Was it a little bit of everything?
One of the biggest things that just stood out is like containing the quarterback. And like the previous week of watching film, you can see how he's extending drives and finding guys down the field just because guys were losing contain on him. So I think that was a big point in this game, and dominating the run game. That's one of our keys every week. So once you stifle the run game, you make them kind of one-dimensional, So like I said, just containing the quarterback.
When I look at this too, 49 yards rushing for them. They had 300 yards rushing last week. That 2 good backs, and we shut those guys down, and that's tremendous defense, tremendous.
Coach, real battle field position.
Yeah, I mean, punting was critical. I mean, just trying to flip the field, and their kid did a good job flipping the field. Some, they rugby. They weren't. They were trying to do everything they could to keep the ball out of Dev's hands, and which I would too. I think they pinned us inside the one time. I mean, like the ball was literally almost on the goal line one time. So that's tough. But then Carter also having that pooch punt that was inside the 3 down there. That's big. Those are game changing plays because we held them and then we just got a field goal the next possession. Well, that started because of the pooch punt. So I thought Reese did well. Thought we covered pretty well. Flipping the field, hidden yardage. Those are critical things in a game like this. Field position, critical.
Ty, we talked about how it's a defensive game, but you still, like he mentioned, crossed that 100-yard mark. I mean, and it was a bunch of kind of medium chunk plays for you, but those ended up being really important because you needed all the points, right? So, I mean, when it's a defensive game like that, how do you change your approach to wide receiver, and how did it feel to get those plays, get it done to them?
Right. We just got to understand our opportunities are going to come. So whether it's me or Deron or any other receiver, any other running back, you see a defensive game like that and okay, well, we're going to have to make that play when we get our chance. So kind of had to make those plays. Took a couple hits. They had some really good, real strong safeties. So just had to be physical and do my best.
One for Coach Cronic, or either of the players too, if it matters to y'all. We talked about the defense. Lance has been a guy that's led that defense in a lot of ways. That interception at the end for him, I mean, that felt special to me. How did that feel for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, Lance has been active. He's really had a great senior year, and I think he's embraced. He knows his eligibility is over, and so he's really come through and scored a couple of defensive touchdowns this year. I mean, he's really done well. And then you look out there, and young Miles Weston got a couple of picks. Okay, well, that's huge. That's a freshman corner out there that kind of closed the deal as well. So, what did we get? 3 interceptions, and we did not have any turnovers. Going +3, and we've been doing that lately. It's complimentary football. When you're +3 in the turnovers, and you're playing great defense, we'll figure out a way to get a couple touchdowns offensively if when that happens, when you keep getting opportunities. The defense kept giving the offense opportunities, and so it's good to see that happening. People going out there and playing the ball and making plays.
Similar thing. I mean, him as a leader, but you guys, you just mentioned you've been here for the whole 4 years, right? So the last few years, been really close. You keep using that phrase, knocking on the door. I mean, now you make it, you guys get in, and you put on a show. You guys played great games. So how does it feel to get in and get the job done for sure?
You want to go first?
Yeah, I go first. Coach Cronic kind of hit on it last week at the selection show. I mean, yeah, it's great to get in, but we didn't get in just to get in. We come to make some noise. We come to compete, no matter who we're lined up against. So it's a great honor for the university, for the team, for us as players. But we're going to go out and treat every Saturday like every Saturday, no matter who's our opponent. So it means a lot to us.
Right. And speaking on the last couple of years, I feel like that just makes us more hungry. Hungrier and hungrier. And like Coach Cole always said, the hunt is always on. So we ate tonight, but we got to go hunt again next week. So we're going to try to get that meal too.